Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Yosril. Welcome once again to the Outer Worlds, where, astonishingly, Parvati is not dead. Although I do have to object to this decision that I decided to deal with Harlow by killing him on a whim. I did not kill him on a whim. I tried to talk him down, I confronted him, and then he tried to kill me out of self-preservation. And then I killed him. It was absolutely, definitely not a whim. Thank you very much. And that will be my excuse if the coppers ever come round and start asking. So, Parvati is officially not dead anymore, so we now have to get off to Byzantium and find her some fancy clothes. The Low Crusade, Ellie wants us to visit her parents in Byzantium. We have the Star-Crossed Troopers. The Star-Cruised Troopers are something else completely different. We could head out to Emerald Vale to see if Rebecca and Anders are still around. There's also the Chimera's last experiment in Byzantium, and Weapons from the Void, which is somewhere here on Scylla. I really cannot be bothered to chase that down right now. So, we're heading off to Terra 2, as opposed to Terra 1A.
Are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Again. Right, so to Terra 2 and... Right, let's go find Nyoka's friends, who are probably dead, let's be honest here.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Which means bringing Nyoka and then flipping up the right journal option. So, the Star-Crossed Troopers head down to Edgewater, and we'll leave Felix, we'll bring Nyoka and Parvati for this one. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Quick in and out, 20-minute adventure. Okay, a bit more than 20-minute adventure if I don't use fast travel to cover most of the distance. There we go. And then head west-northwest from here in order to find our contacts and our old friends. Actually, it's more like due west, isn't it? Okay, details. For the record, never ever trust me if I have a compass and a map. I'm not quite as dangerous as, say, a junior lieutenant, but it's still pretty dicey. Okay, where are we heading? Looks quiet so far. Alright, down into sneaky mode. Check everything is loaded. Abandoned spaces.
This is the outpost.
Choice.
Rebecca! Anders! Come on out!
Really? We're trying to be sneaky, Nyoka. Okay, you're in white and pink Rizzo's corp armor, but hey, even so. Oh, we got Canids and we got Marauders. Oh boy, right. Looks like we are going to have to clear the place. Maybe. Unless we can sneak in the back. Just on the off chance they're still alive and, I don't know, being held hostage somehow. Let's try to keep this on the sneaky for the moment. So, tippy-toes, there's usually a back door. There's usually a back door. There's usually a back door. Reload this. I'm thinking I need to do some rifle repairs at some point with that icon at the bottom of the screen. I could be wrong. I could be very, very wrong. There is no back door. Well, we'll still try to keep it on the sneaky. But if need be, we will have the Daka on standby. Okay, goes. Oh. Okay, we are not keeping this on the down low, are we? Yes. Keep making angry noises, little Canid. Tiptoe. Over. Sealed. Oh, well, so much for quiet. Cheers, everyone. Okay, so that door is sealed, but we need to get in there somehow. Right. Well, if we're lucky, they have actually purged the place.
Rebecca taught me this once.
You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore.
Okay.
But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it.
Yeah, this would be the we're all probably going to die real bind.
Oh no. What did you do?
Looks like they off themselves rather than go for the marauders. There's a log here. Lord help me, but Anderson was right. Everyone here is blind, rattled, or I don't know what. Can't even find something to town. We're stuck. Okay. Anderson is about ready to sign up. We took it because we wanted out. Monarchs are living hell. Marauders at the door. Anderson's bled out. Okay, so they were wounded. The marauders were at the door.
They were... That bitch! They were all sent to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Ugh. I'd leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister.
Mercenary work. Nyoka, you want to talk?
At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars.
It
I hate to say
does,
this,
yes.
but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I think I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth.
She'd still want to know, though.
Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base.
Oh, that's nothing
The most
serious.
pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick.
Or a human. Wait, what? Might do it? I didn't think there was anything about the wilderness you don't... Then again, you've probably never tried this, have you?
That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail.
Oh, terrific.
Never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
Well, they better have respawned, because otherwise the primal population on Scylla is basically extinct. Ah, who am I kidding? They won't be anything like extinct, and they will have respawned. So, back to Scylla when we have the time. So just move the rest of the loot up around here. Just police the site. You know how it goes.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
And that brings us back to the main quest. Byzantium, home of the corporations, home of everything that we are supposedly fighting against. Also a reminder that I should check my weapons out. I don't know why I'm getting that icon, but... Ah, there we go. It's a repair warning. Surprise. Let's just fix that quickly. Have a look at the rest while we're here. Armor is in decent nick. Weapons are tolerable. Tinker a few bits and pieces. Yeah, we'll tinker the hunting rifle. Bring that up to spec. Then again, that's probably more cash than I should have spent on it, but it's now level 25, so hooray. Machine gun is starting to get a little off the curve, but pretty decent. And the rest of that stuff I should probably sell when I have a moment, purely on the basis of it's all low level and it costs too much to upgrade. So, Byzantium. Who do we bring for this one? Parvati for the speech check bonuses, and Ellie for the local contacts, I think. Nyoka, you're staying home for this job. Well. Okay, looks like the entertainment is on the appropriately dubious side if you're that way inclined. So, to the Byzantium... Yeah. Frankfurt 1, this place looks almost organised.
Miss Ellie, Dr. Finhope, I notice your pistol's been making a funny noise.
Really?
What are you talking about? I oil it every night.
That might be the
Look
problem.
Your slide's not recoiling fully? You might be due for a new spring. I could take a look, maybe fix it for you.
Sure. I'm short on bits at the moment, but
I'll pay you back. Oh, no.
Ellie is
I mean,
corporate,
don't
by the way.
talk
She
about
sees
it.
everything
I
in
gotta start
terms of
bringing
a
my butt
transaction of debts owed
Things got a
and
price.
received. Yeah, and the price in this case might be that that working pistol saves Parvati's life. And yours. So, Carmen, you're Phineas's contact. Huzzah, that's
Do you
convenient.
mind? I'm meeting someone.
Yeah, me. Roll my eyes and sigh dramatically. Let's not say Phineas out loud. Number 2.
Oh. You mean I'm supposed to be meeting you?
Something like that. Let's... Why do you sound so surprised?
Nothing, it's just... I thought you'd be taller.
Oh, I've never had
Anyway,
that one
let's not
before.
get hung up on that.
Absolutely.
The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium.
Why do you think I didn't say his name out loud? Let's get this over with. You have information for me.
Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right?
Oh ho.
It won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded.
Guarded to keep him in or to keep us out? Or a bit of both? There's got to be a way to catch him someplace less protected.
Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home, and his guards never leave him.
Terrific.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors. I mean, can you even count how many times we've been shot at?
Yeah, but we're
What
mercs. It's in our line of
specialists?
work.
Our mutual friend is really branching out.
Well, these contracts have occasionally gotten damp, wet, positively soaking, in fact.
Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence.
That's fine. We'll do the B&E. So, what can you? That's debatable. So, what can you tell me?
Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts.
That
Okay.
place is still open? I used to study there during medical school.
You mean get wasted
Maybe you
when you
could do
were
some
allegedly
reconnaissance
studying
there.
at medical
You know,
school?
swipe a key while nobody's looking.
Maybe. Thanks for the tip.
Just remember, you didn't hear it from me.
And I'm sure the surveillance cameras will agree. How did you get involved in all this anyway?
I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are thousands of them, so colorful and distinct.
Yeah, there
Here
are.
we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much else. That kind of variety? I mean, gosh, seems almost impossible.
Yeah, well, if
The
you
other
don't
thing
have
about
a
birds, though,
botched
is their
terraforming,
environmental indicators.
they are, yes. When they die off, it's a sign that something's wrong. Like, say, canaries in coal mines.
Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things we don't see.
Like birds.
For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time.
Trust me, anyone with a lick of sense gets out of here as soon as possible.
And this
But
is
most
the
people
best...
In
Huh.
fact, most people stay exactly where they start.
Implying
Doesn't
most
that
people
seem strange
don't
to you?
have a lick of sense. It does, yes.
And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came of them, of course.
That seems pretty normal, actually.
Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes after all.
That part is not.
But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine how messy things got.
Yeah, people actually
I
started
bet your repair
complaining.
folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater, I'd have to take something apart just to put another thing back together.
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms, and law help you if there's a single dash out of place.
A regular tragedy.
At first, management put up an out-of-order sign, but that just seemed to worry people. Like they were advertising something wasn't working.
Uh-huh.
They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you?
No, not really. The entire colony is on its last legs. Yeah, that's how things go round Halcyon, in case you didn't notice.
Except that's not how they go. At least that's not how they're supposed to go in Byzantium.
So Byzantium
The
held
whole
things
episode
together a
made me
bit
wonder.
longer.
If they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they fixing?
Try the whole
After
damn
a while.
colony.
I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I could. that's it, really.
Fair enough. Okay, I've got work to do. And skill points to spend. Right, let me see. We are going to need probably a lot of lies and persuasion. Or I could dump another 10 points into science. Oh, extra corrosion damage. Yes, please. Boost the assault rifle and the shotgun. In fact, boost all my decent weapons. Thank you. And also more science. More science is always good. So we have a workbench, some corporate techs, some very heavily armed corporate techs, and a door. Okay, street access retirees. Oh, of course. They wouldn't think of it as being pensioners, because the corp isn't going to pay you a pension. After all, if you're retired, you're not working, and therefore you're useless to the corp. That makes a depressing kind of sense, doesn't it?
You take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenhill.
I oughta. Kept me alive this long.
Which is why I gave her a machine gun.
Nice. Makes me happy to see, because I feel the same way about my wrench.
Okay.
Job. Feelings got nothing to do with it.
And that's how the corps feel about their people. So, welcome to Byzantium. Oh. Well, I'm glad you're admiring the top of my ship.
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once?
Are you volunteering?
Stability. It means everything's running like clockwork.
Yeah, but it also means the clockwork is running down. Now, we need to find a few things, actually. Starting with the Ellie's parents and Parvati. Well, let's start with Parvati's clothes, shall we?
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
No thanks, it causes problems in my line of work.
According to local legend, if you walk around the orrery 3 times, your corporate rival will die of a paper cut.
Oh,
Think I'd
really?
get arrested if I climbed up on that to get a look at the gearings?
Yeah.
Probably just shot.
Oh, right. Okay, so the punishment for littering's a bit more extreme than most places, then. Lovely. Okay, the shop should be up here. Take a left. And then realise we're in the wrong place, so back up onto the street, find the actual storefront instead of, you know, everything else.
It's an orrery, and you say that every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange, though. I thought Byzantium was the center of Halcyon.
That's a figure of speech.
Okay, so the locals are rich, powerful, and maybe not the
You,
smartest.
with the hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you.
Okay, then.
Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear.
Oh, that's
the way
very
you rest
nice.
your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer. Splendid. I love it.
You're welcome. I am a well-travelled spacer. Also, the contrapposto is mostly down to the weight of the machine gun that is constantly at my side. That's me, rugged and well-travelled.
Ah, Celeste, you've done it again. I knew from the moment I laid eyes on you that I'd found my muse. I'm
Okay.
Celeste Jellicoe, and you, my dear, are exactly what Byzantium needs.
You have no idea how right and how wrong you are on this point. Are you trying to sell me something?
I'm an artist, darling, not a tweed merchant. I don't sell things. I pollinate the world with art.
For a fee, of course.
I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do
Go
you say,
on.
my dear? Care to make history with me?
Well, if this gets us Parvati's date clothes free of charge, what do you have in mind?
When I look at you, I see the very embodiment of everything the walls of Byzantium were built to keep out.
Oh, thank you.
Making an
think.
outfit worthy of you won't be easy. I'll need your help gathering the right materials.
Aha. Okay, I'll help you out.
Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face.
Because one doesn't drink the water
What
after
I
all.
need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require samples.
Okay.
I expect you to model for me.
Oh, right, okay. What's the benefit of seeing me wear it?
My dear, fashion is a performance art. An outfit without a body is like an instrument without a player.
So you want the corpses as well, do
To
you?
model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage spacer's choice pedals. You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model. You're going to absolutely murder this job.
She's absolutely right. And she probably better not know how I'm going to get those suits of armor. I'll see what I can do.
Fabulous! I can't wait to see what you dredge up.
Terrific. Also, my engineer is going on a date. She needs an outfit.
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Yes, I do.
Let me get a good look at you. Turn around, please, darling. My word. Such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
She spent her whole life banging on machines.
No such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense. You're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. I have just the thing for you.
And the price
Let
tag?
me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright.
And that's 2 extra zeros on the price. Okay. Let's just persuade her down a bit. She's an engineer. You think she can afford that?
Love. That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love. Oh, gracious me.
Oh, come on,
I don't know
Celeste.
why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub. Who woos for love anymore? That's so precious.
We have got to get you off this
All right, Captain.
station.
Here is the absolute best I can do for you.
There we go. I guess we can swing 3,000 bits. That works.
There are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. Such a lovely young lady deserves the best.
Absolutely.
Now stand back. I'll enter the settings and get these machines spinning. You'll be broke to bespoke in merely an hour.
Hooray! And Parvati's got her clothes. After
and
a
there
brief
we are,
jump
my
cut.
darling girl. I wish you a splendiferous evening. And if you don't mind my asking, have you any interest in modeling?
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
Fair enough.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly are beautiful. I hope your date sees that as clearly as I.
Okay, what do you have by way of trade? Apparently nothing.
Wait, what?
Can I buy something? There we go. Right, so we have riot control helmet, various mods for equipment, a restricted stock, Confield aggregator, that's not much use. Toughened, a silver tongue. Note stuff, if I ever need to switch my armor out, silver tongue will help. Also, the musician, glasses for extra hacking. Right. Pretty much covers everything we need here. Parvati, how are you feeling?
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now.
No more delaying it,
You know,
Parvati.
There's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They
Uh-huh.
only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope.
Right. Okay. No, we're done running all over the system. It's time to stop putting this off. Parvati making every... Let's be kind about this. Go with option number 1.
I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you done.
Aw, she's sweet. Right, back onto the job. So we need to track down Ellie's parents. We need to find a way of getting to Minsk Cup. We also need to find Eva Sharplant. I suspect this will take us back to the Groundbreaker as well. Let's find the good doctor and have a chat. So, head along here. Alright, we need to head up onto the bridge and across by the look of it. Okay.
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history.
Go on.
After a deep and thorough examination of our budgets, revenue streams, and predictive models, we are publishing our yearly success report.
Aha! What success do you actually have to report?
Promotions abound. Thanks to your continued hard work, Halcyon is healthier and more productive than ever.
Right.
Byzantium will be sure to see the many rewards reaped from.
So basically, the colony is falling apart. The board is either trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes, or they're kind of suckered themselves. Oh, that's nice, Ellie. That's very profound. Okay, and we need to get to 800. Ah, this looks promising. Dr. Sharpland, I need... Oh, we have an estate key. Right. The Dr. Sharpland's home, then. Hopefully this won't end with bullets. Meant to be here. Probably not.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, something like that.
Are these gold-plated too?
Yeah. Plated, definitely. Okay. Check the map. Looks like we're heading up. Hug the walls for the moment, though. We need to find the good doctor's lab, and then the good doctor. Maybe in that order. Nothing there. Nothing. Well, we could steal it. Aha! Terminal. Right, logs. Cascadia compromise. Someone author, maybe some order, maybe not. Okay, humanity may forgive my sins. Could HRS 1084 been jeopardized as well? The project is under attack. There are 2/3 left. HRS 1084 was ransacked. Who became a spot killer, etc., etc. Hands on the border, no help. Right, continue that. Yet another relocation. Circumstances were hardly optimal. Primary secretary labs. Okay. The first extraterrestrials, eh? Ever since our species became aware of self, we imposed our superiority. Our district didn't work in Halcyon, did it? Now we're the ones who must adapt. Update. Wine makes me too introspective. Perhaps I'll balance it out with vodka. Okay, that probably didn't help your thoughts at all. So, first extraterrestrials, as in we're the extraterrestrials, and we ran into a system that we couldn't simply batter into submission. Right, laboratory access, unseal entrance. So we can get into the lab. I wonder what that's opened up. Also, I'm wondering what alarms it's set off, because that is the kind of thing that amounts to ring the doorbell and hope for the best. Okay, door there. That is locked. Okay, we've only one way to go. Let's keep this nice and quiet to start with. Okay, one lift. Well, so much for being nice and quiet. This is going to announce our presence to everybody, isn't it? Going down. Hop. And
Wow, look at the size of this basement. If someone back home wanted to make a secret lab, they'd have to put it in a closet.
well, technically they did put the lift in the closet.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
Through the front door. Right. Lilia Hagen sent me to kill you. Sorry about this.
If anyone ever tries to off me, I hope they do it with the same professional courtesy.
We're not necessarily here to
Hagen.
off her.
I've never heard of her. Is she from the board?
Damn it. I knew this would happen.
Actually, she's not from the board. Why would the board want you dead anyway?
To keep me quiet. But if you didn't know that, I'm guessing they didn't send you.
Okay,
I always
so...
assumed they would put a bullet in my head one of these days. I don't know anyone named Hagen.
Okay, run sublight salvage on Grabag. Good boss, bit of a live wire.
That's a gentlemanly way of putting it, Captain. She's obsessed with aliens.
That's the other way of
This
putting
is
it,
utter
yes.
nonsense. I've never even been to Groundbreaker.
Yeah, but she's been to Cascadia and Station 1084. Yeah, sorry, we're the ones who did the ransacking.
What happened to the team? Tell me you didn't move their suspension tanks.
We didn't move the tanks, no. Sublight took over the lab. Your human aquariums are probably just office decor.
Small consolation. My team, the finest minds of their generation, reduced to salvage.
So what were you actually doing anyway? What were they trying to prove?
We were trying to prove that the colony could survive the crisis bearing down on us.
Go on. What crisis?
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
Oh, hi.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving.
Yeah, we'd noticed, Soltuna, this is all about vegetables. This is all about vegetables.
Our produce might get us through the day, but we're getting weaker as a species. And sicker.
Is that why everyone in Edgewater was so sick? Not a plague, but vegetables?
You were living on
The
Soltuna.
lack of usable nutrients
Yeah.
is compromising our immune systems. Under these conditions, even the common cold could seem like a plague. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle.
Re-engineer
I
humanity.
believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have.
Okay. But adaptation didn't save the research team.
Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough.
So, I'm surprised you don't have more support from the board, because if the colony can't eat, the colony starves.
There are other teams. We didn't want to experiment on human test subjects, so we used the only resources we had. Each other.
That's
I'm
desperation
desperate.
for you.
I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
Okay, isn't Cornelius Vanderbilt one of the assault cruisers patrolling Halcyon?
It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
Oh, just bet they are.
Imagine losing something with that many guns on it.
Probably by
How'd you lose half
accident.
a pair of ships like it were a sock.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace.
Yeah, I can see why that would be a problem. Lilia sent me after a conspiracy. It looks like I found a cover-up instead. Or, yeah.
I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy.
Yeah, I can go with that. Right, so enough talk. Where do we go from here? Or just the board wants to adapt the entire population of Halcyon?
Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
Or they'll be
Knowing what
three-quarters
the board
insane.
considers a success, that doesn't give me a lot of hope.
You really think the board
Yeah.
have our best interests at heart? I mean, they say, but I'm just not sure.
Well, they weren't exactly going
We
to
haven't
say
made
we're
enough
going to
strides
turn you
advance
into
the plan.
slaves, so...
Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying.
Has it occurred to you that what you're attempting might be impossible? Okay, enough talk. Where do we go from here?
You came to kill me. I assume that's still on the table.
Yep,
Please don't.
prefer not to.
If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. and we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
This is true. You get to survive. Okay. Right. I mean, the obvious thing to do is to hook her up with Phineas. So that could do it. Yeah, let's hook her up with Phineas. I mean, we'll have to hose her off the corporate list, but that could be tricky.
The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Yep.
Doctor.
Okay.
Commander.
That didn't take much convincing.
If working with Wells is the only way I can save the colony, then I will damn well do it.
Absolutely.
Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together.
Fair enough.
For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Yeah, also, you
Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance.
Yep.
Hell, it's beyond mine.
You want to shoot yourself first, then?
One reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
Because the fate of the colony is in my hands.
You sure have an inflated sense of self-importance, but that doesn't make you wrong.
Yeah, it
Now
makes
move
me
along.
right.
The doc has a lot of work ahead of her, tidying up and such.
Absolutely. Can I... Oh, that's subject number 4. So that's what happened. So, yeah. We have found Dr. Chartrand. We now know what's wrong with the colony, more specifically why they're all starving. And we have a possible lead to getting Phineas and Eva working together to save the place. And, of course, Dr. File alive, life signs minimal. Yeah. And Eva drew the short straw, but Lorelli basically took the bullet instead. They really are determined to make this work. Of course, they've got no way home, so they have to make it work. Right. Lilia is going to be so annoyed when she finds out about this. I'm not even sure I should tell her next time we're back on the Groundbreaker, but that is a problem for later. Next angle of business is going to be talking with Ellie's parents, and then somehow getting to the most protected man on the colony. This is going to be just ever so slightly tricky. But that's a problem for the next episode. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, farewell.